Let us fill it up, yeah. From coast to coast, we're leveling up. Jim Jones talk smooth, that glow. Dame cut through with the low. Cash is paid in the shadows. Flip the switch, watch it all flow. We're vibing the afterglow. Our squad, yeah, you already know. Little laugh, little game, little growth. We're dripping, here we go. Our daily drip, we coast to coast. Sipping on gems, you get the most. Learning as we laugh, we toast. Our daily drip, that's your host. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. Hey, we're a vibe, you can't get enough. Our squad love, yeah, that's us. Lean back, light slow, let it spin. New day, new drip, tune in from the first word to the end. You just tapped in with friends. Our daily drip, we coast to coast. Sipping on gems, you get the most. Learning as we laugh, we toast. Our daily drip, that's your host. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. We're a vibe, come feel that rush. Our squad here, let's go, that's us. That's us. Set the tone, yeah. Long day, you made it through. Kick back, we pour the truth. Small laughs, big dreams and views. Sip slow, we're talking to you. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. Our daily drip, you can't get enough. Oh, we're a vibe, feel it in your blood. Join the ODD squad, yeah, you one of us. Lose tie, makeup off. One show takes the edge off. Side chat, inside jokes. Same crew through the highs and smoke. What in your cup? Let us fill it up. Our daily trip, you can't get enough. Hey, we're a vibe, feel it in your blood. Join the ODD squad. You one of us. From the first word to the last laugh. We're right here, we'll be right back. If you feel that, then you know what's up. Raise that glass, go and top it up. What in your cup? Welcome, y'all. Hey, I am Jim Jones. I am one of two hosts of our Daily Drip Show. Happy y'all are with us tonight. Come with that drip. Tonight we have a great show for y'all, going from politics to news to a little bit of what's going on in the world. But thanks for coming to drip with us tonight. We have a great show. We, as in me and my co-host, give it up for my brother, Plain Dane. What's going
What up,
on,
world?
guy?
Oh, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. This is a great Friday. Today just been awesome. The energy of the day just been awesome. And I'm happy to be present with you guys. Just happy to be alive and well, man. Thank you for dripping with us one more again on another lovely Friday. Thank you. Thank you for the host. I love the new intro. Did you guys see the new intro? The hell is y'all talking about? It's the best damn show on earth. But that's a whole nother conversation. You understand me?
For sure, yeah. Really loving the new intro. And shout out to Ranza. Shout out to you for, I think it's Ranza, right? Yeah, Ranza. Shout out to you for joining the show. Happy you're with us. And shout out to everybody who's listening and watching into us. If you have not hit that like button, I need you to go ahead and hit that. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. It's free, don't cost you nothing. And we're going to go ahead and remind you to hit that button again. And in the background,
for?
do it. Thank you. Also with us is the producer. You'll hear him pop in every now and then. Cassius Pay. Shout out to him. Oh,
And he emerges.
There you go. Big dog check low. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being here with us. All right, y'all. So look, if today's headlines feel fake, don't worry, because they're federally verified. What I'm talking about, we're going to go ahead and start today off talking internationally. We're going to talk about Great Britain. Now, before I get into all this, if you're new to the show, you're like, hey, what are y'all talking about? Well, I'm Jim Jones. I have a background in tech as well as some other professional things I've been in. So I'm going to give you a little bit of that perspective. We got Dame, who's with us as well, is going to give you a little bit of a risk as well as some other experiences he has and coming from a quality / like make sure y'all stay on what y'all supposed to be doing. That's what Cassius pays. So just want to make sure y'all know why y'all here, why you're dripping with us. And come on, we're going to go ahead and get into Great Britain. So listen, Great Britain is kind of arguing like America. What am I talking about? So I'm not well versed in like knowing all the stuff going on in Great Britain. However, apparently they too have some issues with their graduates. I don't know why that's playing that, but graduates being squeezed for cash-strapped government. Experts warn amid fury over student loans. Now, here's the thing: I didn't know that they had like loans and stuff over there. I really didn't. I didn't know. I thought it was all paid for. So, unbeknownst to me,
no clue. Universal healthcare and education. I thought.
Yeah. So, drop some drip in the comments if y'all happen to be from the UK and have some more details on it. So, listen. So, according to this article, graduates are being squeezed to fill like basically money back into the government system. So it's not just in the United States that we're having some issues with people paying back student loans and the economy and so forth. So in November, it announced that the salary in which graduates must begin to repay their plan to student loans are $30,000 for 3 years starting April 2027. Now, I just found this amusing, right? Because I didn't know that they even paid to go to school. So part of their problem is that, and this is where it kind of like meshes with like American values a little bit, like I don't want to say values, but the American kind of argument that's kind of going on is the the students are like, hey, we should be funded to go to school. And there's a good chunk of people saying, nah, y'all need to pay for your own school. I don't need to pay for that. Does that sound familiar, America? Doesn't that sound familiar? So their issue is this right here. The real question is what we owe young and future generations. Older generations largely had their tuition paid for by the taxpayer, but are now wanting to extend the same support to those coming after them. So why am I bringing this up? It is interesting because it is the same, a very similar argument to what we have going on here in America. I did not know from an international perspective that they too have similar issues. What's your drip on that?
I mean, I'm trying to think, man, because I feel like I knew somebody, a teacher or something that came from London. And I believe at that time when they were in school, they didn't pay anything. So I'm feeling like this might be a new phenomenon. I could be wrong.
It's interesting because we hear, so I bring that up of like stereotypes, right? When we typically over here, we think of like the EU, and we think of, other countries that have healthcare and social systems that are like just built into everybody's going to pay. We don't think about there's actually people who have to pay. Like I bring this up because I never even knew that was a thing.
I don't even know what to say, but I mean, at the same time too, they money a little funny over there too, from what I'm hearing, so I guess it would make sense that they would want people to start paying for their own education. It's enough that they fund that healthcare, which is semi in the toilet. It's free, but you might get your knee looked at on a Thursday in 2028. The way stuff moving. Not what it used to be over there. So it doesn't shock me. Not to mention, I mean, they still paying for the palace and shit. The queen still got to get her pounds for taking showers and all that kind of weird stuff. Like they pay for the royal family and a lot of other stuff. So it doesn't shock me that they want people to pay for their own education, at least at this point. Euro ain't what it used to be.
Speaking of Queen, let's get into our next topic. Let's talk about your girl, Nicki Minaj.
No, we're not
No,
going
you
to
want
go
to-
this. No.
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
bring up some real stuff into the mix. So
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
So was UK university ever quote unquote free? And from the early 1960s until the late 1990s, local authorities covered tuition. And many students also got maintenance grants. So higher education was effectively free at the point of use. The system ended in 1998 when tuition fees were formally introduced into the UK. Now, when did students start paying? In 1998, means tested fees is what they call them. It was £1,000 per year, so still not bad. In 2004, the cap in England rose to £3,000 per year, and that was based on like an income contingent loans to be repaid after graduation. And then in 2012, there was a cap that jumped from 3,000 then to 9,000 a year. Still technically not bad, right? Leading to major protests though. And then later rose to it was like, okay, well, how about $9,250 then? And now it's being uprated again. So that's really where the issue is. So it wasn't the fact that people weren't paying, it was just highly supplemented, right?
Well, they're just saying, like, people are saying in currency, the purpose of that was kind of similar to here, right? Like there's a lot of requests for education reform around student loans because people who are like, listen, I either paid all my money back, right? Or I didn't go to college, and look, why am I paying for you to have your debt? Now, mind you, a good chunk of folks did have their debt, forgiven, or it was dirt cheap when they went, or they got more funding or whatever. In the older generations today, I'm saying that there's a parallel because it sounds like in England, it's a similar situation. If you had given people, in 1998, were fully funded by local education agencies, and it said college was completely tuition free for full-time domestic students before 1998. So then all of a sudden, all y'all pre-1998 folks, that would make y'all about 50? Everybody who's 50 and up, y'all got to go to school for free. Then it's your time to pay in where you already got your money. You're like, I can't do it.
So I think the main issue is what you're talking about is the debt. So graduates, they don't usually pay that up front, right? So most of the loans that people do repay are essentially an increase of 9% tax on their income. That's like the threshold that's set in, and it's being adjusted to increase now, which people will have to ultimately repay. So there's a critique about the long-term debt burden that's applied to it. It's essentially a student loan. I mean, that's really what it is.
But it's a student loan. Everybody's paying it.
Essentially, US is. I mean, it's still the same thing. You calling it something else is still a shackle around the ankle for a long period of time, because if you got to pay 10% of your income until it's paid off, and it's also attached to inflation, then you're adding up 3 and 4%.
In other words, gotcha, bitch. We got you.
But it's still not the same though, because
shit.
But it's not here. For example, here everybody doesn't qualify for grants, not grants, but like the like different grants because of like financial situations and stuff like that. Whereas it sounds like from what I see here, before 1998, your family could have made $1 million. You still go to school for free. That's different. Even post 1998, they probably still owe less than any American student as like a baseline, like where you just strip you down, don't have to know nothing about your family. Like at the end of the day, at minimum, this is like we go cover some of it. If they don't know nothing about what you got, you paying full tuition. Ain't no like government stepping in to pay XYZ like that. You still have to apply or give up information to say I need help. And that, from what I'm reading here,
you're talking about people that's filling out a FAFSA instead of paying out of pocket. Okay.
Correct. And you don't have to. The thing is, you don't have to. Even if you let's say your parents don't have no money, you don't have to fill out a FAFSA. You can pay cash you want to. What I'm saying is over there, from what I understand, they wouldn't have to fill out anything, and the taxpayers are on the hook for something. That's not how that works over here. Yeah, but that's not happening over here. I'm saying like that. And the problem I can see how they feel is y'all complaining about this 9%, but my grandparents pay for y'all to go regardless of what that percent look like. That's an issue. I see where I see where they're coming from.
So crazy.
What? Oh, it's Joe. He said they must have had free dinner. No, don't do that, Joe.
The Austin Power Mouth. We get
no, Joe. We don't do that.
Count on Joe to throw that curveball.
So I hear what you're saying, but like I don't care. My grandparents pay for you to go to school.
They like auntie and uncle got to go to school for free, so we should too, basically.
What you coming at me for a student loan for? In that culture, like I said, I'm sort of surprised, but just like Joe put up there, if it's free dental,
okay.
If free dental and free other things, then
I'm a UK people.
Anyways,
yeah, Jim in the comment.
Don't attack me. I'm still paying for ICDC, so I don't want to.
ICDC.
Speaking of ICDC, let's talk about y'all girl, Nicki Minaj.
Speaking of ICDC.
ICDC college. That was Romeo. Remember that? The whole song.
That was Romeo. ICDC
Romeo.
College. Still paying for my ICDC loans. I ain't learned shit.
So let's talk about your girl, Nicki Minaj. She took the ICDC path to get this gold card. She said, listen, I'm going to take the fast way.
She paid how she weighed. That's what she did.
Listen, she said, turns out the fastest path to residency is a platinum wig in chart dominance. And also saying that my president is incredibly handsome and charming. That was like her main thing. Okay. So Nicki Minaj gets U.S. citizenship after a controversial appearance with President Trump. Now, there's been a couple of things that's happened with her. She was on Turning Point USA, I want to say like twice. And then she endorsed him. Where was that? On January 28th, she joined President Trump on stage as he delivered a speech during the Treasury Department's Trump Account Summit in DC. So she ended up getting a Trump gold card. The gold card grants citizenship to illegal aliens for a price. Applicants must pay a $15,000 application fee and give a $1 million gift upon completion of the individual's vetting.
She went through the vetting.
However, she said her card was free.
Oh, what?
I mean,
what she paid in plain name? What she paid?
Her performance is really what it is. She paid with her performance.
My bubble tea. I need to hear how she pay, y'all.
How she paid plain name? Here, hold on. Let's do this. How did she pay? It could be a weird.
No, I would say she probably paid. I mean, she paid in celebrity.
Above slander. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
She paid in celebrity. I didn't give what you thought I was about to say something bad about Nicki. Oh, y'all thought I was about to go in on Nicki, huh? Is that what y'all thought?
I didn't know.
No, I'm not.
I was nervous.
I'm not going on.
Nervous.
I'm not going in on Nicki. I just said if anything, she knew how to pay to play. She had the paper to do it. Shit.
Don't put Joe's comment up there.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
doing that with him.
Ooh, can somebody please send me Joe's comment on the under? On the under. On the private chat. On the PC. I gotta see what my man Joe said.
I see PC.
I see DC. I see DC. No, but
yeah, she did pay with celebrity. I agree with you on that. She paid with her brand. She paid with her brand. Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah, she lost a lot of followers to become a citizen.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
Well worth. You know what though? I'm gonna be real with y'all. It is well worth it if I need that. And also if he's able to pardon, because she's married, like if he's able to pardon my husband,
yeah,
absolutely forget y'all. Okay, I'm Nicki.
Her husband,
she gotta do what's best for her family. We keep
her husband can't go to a petting zoo or a daycare right now. So if he can make that, no, it's real. He can't. He got to register everywhere he goes. So I mean, if she can make something shake there, that's great. I mean, but I don't know. Bottom line is that she lost all of the people that was going to walk away when the next hot thing came along. Anyways, they just walked away a little sooner, and the only thing that didn't walk away was her paper. So at the end of the day, y'all can stop effing with me all y'all want. I'm still rich, and now I'm a citizen. So cook up 15 more petitions. Cook up a petition to get rid of my fake chin. I don't care. I'm still rich and I'm still here. So it is what it is. I don't have nothing bad or good to say about it. I'm just like, do your thing.
So my thing. Oh, go ahead. Do you want to go?
Yeah. For her brand, I think that she's trying to make a pivot. I mean, you can't be, a 40-year-old rapper forever. I mean, people try, but I don't think that it goes well, especially for female rappers. So that's one aspect of it. Her fan base would have been highly democratic, probably LGBTQIA plus friendly, and she's willing to set that ablaze for at least a short-term game. I don't know if it'll bode well for a long term though. I mean, I think that as many appearances that she did on Turning Point USA, and for Trump, that would have been the amount of money that she would have had to pay in gold car fees. Right. So I mean, it's a wash.
Her L was a win. Just as simple as that. And then once because people's memories are very, very short. Once they forget about this, once she dropped the right song that they like, none of this is going to matter anyways. It'll buy her 10 more minutes of fame. She'll run up some more checks. She can go on tour. And that'd be in fact, she can go on tour now. Unfortunately.
The only tour she's going to be doing after this is a Tom Joyner tour.
No, I'm talking about she could leave the country and still go on tour. They still rock with her. Only America feels the way they feel, to be honest with you. America is its own hateful ass ecosystem.
This is diabolical right here.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald playing Trump. Yeah.
Right. But that's what you find out. I mean, once you leave America, you realize that there's a lot of common sense folks that's free thinkers is outside of here, and they don't follow the tune of what some politician is saying or who telling who to like or dislike or none of that. Only America is super duper hateful. The rest of the world could love you. In America, I hate the hell out of you, and it won't matter. At the end of the day, you getting your checks.
So one of the things that I just want to note on this too, drop some drip in the comments. What y'all think? Do y'all think that Nicki did the best interest of her family? Do y'all think she a traitor? Because keep in mind too, her fan base is very much LGBTQ and women, and probably I would say more of like the liberal side of things, right? Drop some drip in the comments. Let me know. One thing I want to bring up that she talked about in Turning Point USA that I saw that was like a clip of it, where she was talking about boys being boys. Now, I think that's interesting because if her fan base is LGBTQ, to be like, hey, we want boys to be boys and have essentially like masculine, like encouraged masculinity was kind of the vibe I was getting from that. And she was sitting up there with Erica Kirk talking about that.
Right.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting because we also, and this is the last part I have on this. Always remember, anybody in entertainment with that, they're there to entertain you. What she went up there and talked about was her values of what she would align with, right? When she put that wig on in this Barbie world, she's playing a Barbie, no different than Tom Cruise playing somebody 6'5". He's not. Okay?
She didn't pick her fan base. She didn't pick them. What she attracted is what she attracted, but she didn't pick them. She just ran with it because that's what got her bread, And a lot of people they don't think about that, and that's the silly part about a lot of these fan bases, a lot of these so-called pseudo celebrities or whatever. They believe and buy into the brand and she's like me. You haven't had one conversation with this person and you probably have never really heard their true core values. Then you find out what the values are, all of a sudden you pissed off, but you never questioned it before anyways.
Kind of like Cardi, like when people try to play Cardi and they didn't realize that Cardi actually pays attention to what's going on in the world. Like she's not just up there just talking. Like she actually like researches and learns about the stuff.
She try to see what's going on. Her take be very dense, but it's a take. She actually does look into stuff. So I mean, can't be mad at that either. You know what I mean? But
somebody asked me to zoom in on the comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go ahead and go back. Let me go back. Hold on. I got y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. I got y'all. Can y'all see better now?
There we go.
Considering who she married to, I'm not surprised. But this is the thing too that pisses me off. Even with that, you all knew this. You all sat around it.
This is the word.
Free things aren't the most. I mean, yeah.
Not anything. That ain't just. That's just. Ooh.
But that's one of those. But guess what? I bet you Ingrid was rapping right along with a lot of the stuff she was talking about in the first place. Why she had her pedophile husband, why she had her pedophile brother. Nobody gave a damn until it sounded like she liked Trump. All of a sudden, oh my God, Hitler incarnate. That's what these flighty ass people are hilarious to me. You put too much stock in these celebrities and then you get upset when they don't roll the way you roll. It's pathetic to me personally.
Is this cool? Y'all was looking for the comments.
She hustled Trump and won. America's citizenship forever. Smart gal. We love you, Nicki. ICE is Latinos' problem, not ours. LOL. Ha ha ha. Her husband is on Megan's law. Are we really surprised?
I think somebody thinks she's black and not Trinidadian. Right. So she would have had a nice problem. So that's the reason for what she did.
That's the other part too. They don't even know what the hell she is, bro.
Yeah,
she don't even know that, right?
Yeah,
kind of like even know what she Barbados. Is. Like she's not from here. Like,
right, and they mind she's a New Yorker. That's all they know. She's a New Yorker.
Technically, that's funny. Technically, she would be a New Yorker, right? She'd be somebody who grew up there, but her lineage is from Trinidad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you paid attention, you knew that, right? But a lot of these people don't because all they know is that's our queen and we a Barb and we all of that. Oh, wait a minute. She like Trump? Cancel the bitch. That's the next. It's just, to me, it's just so flighty. So, Nicki, get your paper. Now that you have your paper, you got your residency, you can go on off and buy you a home and live below your means and buy you some steel and some gold and just chill and live happily ever after. Because these idiots made you rich.
Oh, you're saying her race should have nothing to do with her character? I don't think that we're talking about it it's for the immigration conversation because she's from Trinidad. That's why that's brought up. Not because of her race, but just she's from Trinidad.
Ethnicity, right? Is that what we're gonna get down? But but I think you're correct, Plain Day. She's gonna take a hit. Hopefully she has enough investments to make it through a rainy day. She's not living above her means, or she's gonna have to do a lot of TPA appearances to try to make that pivot. So
hopefully she did rehab because that was the other conversation.
What?
That's the whole other. Yeah, I said hopefully she's in rehab because I'm saying that's the other conversation that people have had since they stopped liking her. Oh, she a cokehead. She a this, she a that. You know, they've been throwing all types of.
Oh, so they're trying to like say mean things. But listen, my thing is this: she got to do the best interest of her family, of whatever she needs to do with that. I'm only surprised that she did as many events. Like, I'm surprised that she went to Turning Point and then she also did that too. Like, I'm just surprised at how many. And I am curious.
You shouldn't be surprised if you see what the end result was. I mean, to me,
man.
Right.
And
deeper than that, if she's really truly about her Christian core values that she's been promoting, then it also makes sense in that way too. Which is kind of funny to me because then you have people who call themselves Christians hate her. Well, why she care about Christians being murdered in Africa? I'm like, whoa, this where we are.
Well, I guess those people are coming from the perspective though of if you love people at a baseline, how could you support the things that are happening? That's really like the clash that goes on there. But at the end of the day, she gonna do what she gotta do for her family.
It's
she
classic.
Got a whole booty on there. Y'all listen, go look at what she look like. Okay?
That's one thing too, but it's classic TDS. Let's just call it what it is. Because if it was under a different regime, everybody be cheering for her. Everybody be happy. It just is what
I don't believe that. I think that, like some of our people in the comments are saying is that I think we do, and you already hit on it before, like putting too much stock in what celebrities are doing. They're in a whole nother tax bracket, in a whole nother stratosphere for their motives and why they do things. It's for optics. And we have no true connection to them other than liking their particular music. And that would be it.
But I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm also saying what I'm saying because everything that they are talking about and the jabs that they're throwing, these are all things we've already knew and have seen years ago. It did not become a problem until it looked like who she was aligning herself with. And that's the bottom line. And that's why I'm like, the hypocrisy of it is hilarious.
Drop some drip. Do y'all think that if this was not, we gonna take the party out of it. If it just wasn't Donald, if it wasn't Donnie, would she be getting this level of backlash? I want to know what y'all think. Drop some drip in the comments. Let us
please. Know. I'm begging you all to speak on this. Please drop some drip on this because trust me, you guys have accepted her as a pseudo cokehead, as a baby mama of a pedophile, all types of stuff. But they draw the line when she starts speaking up for Christians at Turning Point. I'm just saying, you can't make
while celebrities get gold cards, workers can't get a lunch break because they over here. Speaking of Trump, protesters call for a nationwide strike against Trump's immigration policies. Now, as we going on with immigration, we're gonna keep it moving and do that.
Level this afternoon, President Donald Trump told reporters the administration has no plans to draw down federal agents in Minneapolis. The statement seems to contradict his own border czar, who said yesterday that he plans to withdraw resources within the latest in Minneapolis. And here's NBC's Maggie Vespa with more.
Now, before she continues, I'm glad somebody else stuttered on Minnesota and Minneapolis. I get hung up on that with the M&Ms all the time. I'm so happy somebody else did that on wax.
Hey there, lots of changes here in the last 24 hours. We will start with the president's apparent pivot, appearing to dash just hours-old hopes at that point that at least some federal officers might be leaving Minneapolis, telling reporters overnight, quote, "We'll do whatever we can to keep our country safe." But when asked to clarify whether the administration is indeed pulling officers back, he answered, no, not at all. This less than 12 hours after border czar Tom Homan announced plans to start drawing down resources, adding he's in Minneapolis because the mission has not gone, quote, perfectly.
So before I continue this, it's interesting to see like his people, like Donnie's people go out and be like, yo, I'm about to do this thing over here. He's like, nah, I'm doing me over here. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that is asserting authority, dominance, or like I am the leader? Or do you think that that's a miscommunication amongst their people? Or do y'all think it's something else? Drop some drip in the comments. I want to know what y'all think. Why do y'all think that there's different messaging going on? What's your perception of that?
Also new overnight, embattled DHS Secretary Kristi Noem speaking out about the shooting of ICU nurse Alex Preddy by federal officers and asked if she could have handled things differently with that initial statement that DHS put out that labeled Preddy a domestic terrorist.
And we don't. So we'll stop this here. So I also had an article, but we're gonna get into a protest with Don Lemon right after this too. So my take on the nationwide protest, I think people should have the right to protest as long as they do it peacefully and within the law. I don't see a problem with that. We're gonna get into right Don Lemon's situation in a second. But if people are like the people in Minneapolis, from what I've read, like comments wise, so drop some drip in the comments if you're from Minneapolis or you used to live in Minneapolis, you're aware of like the climate there, like drop some drip, let us know. But if I live there, I might want to do that too. Like you're coming to my neighborhood, people are in distress. If my experience is bad and this is my voice, I would totally want to voice that. So I understand why people would want to protest. So shout out to them if they're doing that, the way they should. And there's a way to do it, and there's a way that can be a little more disruptive. We'll get to that.
That's it. And totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I damn sure don't want to see a bunch of strapped up Ninja Turtles running through my neighborhood looking for illegals. You know what I mean? So I would be upset by that. Thinking about my property value. I'm thinking about just the overall energy of my neighborhood. Don't nobody want to come outside taking the trash out and you see people chasing folks or whatever. I understand that. But there is a way to protest. So you protest it and nothing is wrong with that. But I'm also going to look at those that's in charge. Like, why are you not turning over the people that you got in custody right now? That would cut down on all this trash that's going on. You
saying Minnesota's part of the problem?
Minnesota been a part of the problem. Look at the conversations that Walls and all of them are having on a grand scale. They basically telling people they trying to activate crash out dummies just in their conversation. Put your bodies on the line, all that type of jazz. Like, no, I'm not about to tell my people to do that. Not as a governor. If you're going to protest, sure, protest. But I don't need you in the way. I don't need you tackling nobody. I don't need you impeding anything. None of that.
Not tackling somebody crazy.
I'm just saying, you got people.
But tackling isn't protesting. I think Plain Dame is going a little bit on the
extreme side.
Yeah,
no, I'm going off.
You are embellishing.
Why am I throwing? No, that's trash, bro. People throwing bricks.
You had your moment to talk, correct?
No, I didn't. I wasn't even done before you jumped in with your rhetoric. I wasn't finished,
okay,
brother.
We can talk about rhetoric then. So go ahead.
Let's do it.
Talk what you talk.
All I'm saying is that I love the way everybody is protesting outside of Minnesota. And then you got all your crash test dummies in Minnesota, and it's just ridiculous right now. Ain't nothing wrong with protesting. Shit, people been doing it all day long. Walk up and down the streets, put up your signs, all of that. But when people is doing all of the blocking and pulling their cars in front of people and following people around, it's just you're doing way too much. You're putting yourself in harm's way. And that's one thing, as a government official, as somebody that's been elected, I'm not about to instruct nobody to do that. From that to that signal chat stuff, all of that, it's getting out of hand up there. And it's not making anything any better. But that presence up there is extra heavy. It's extra heavy and not feeling that either. You know what I mean? So two things could be right and wrong at the same time. But there's one thing to protest. It's quite another when I'm just going to run up and scream on somebody and throw shit at people and all that extra stuff and get myself arrested. Doing way too much. Way too much. We can agree or disagree on that one, but it's ridiculous.
Cassius Bay, do you got something you want to add? Or you want me to go ahead and get to Don Lemon?
We can talk about it offline. That's what we can do.
Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and we'll get into Don Lemon. So the relevance on this is that Don Lemon, okay. So there's a viral clip with Don Lemon getting arrested. he was caught. I don't want to say caught. He was. I'll give the clip notes. So basically, Don Lemon, if you don't know who he is, I'm very surprised if you don't. He is doing investigative reporting, no different than like Nick Shirley, right? So he's doing investigative reporting, and he went boots to the ground. I'm about to go out there and find out what's going on. Runs into this group. He's like, "Hey, what y'all about to do? Oh, we about to go protest. Okay, bet. Can I roll with y'all? Yeah, come on with us." It's like, all right, cool. He going. They're like, "Where are we going?" "Oh, this pastor here, he supports ICE, and we don't like that." "Oh, okay. What y'all about to do?" "We gonna go in there. We protesting in the church." "Where y'all about to? Y'all about to do that?" "Yeah, we gonna do it. You coming?" "Well, it's investigative reporting, so let's go." So Don Lemon decided he was gonna roll up in the church with these folks, and this is what happens. And then this is the aftermath of what happens from protesting inside of the church. So drop some drip in the comments if y'all agree, disagree. Would love to know what y'all think.
I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist.
The arrest of journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon is shocking on so many levels.
That's Jake Tapper, in case you don't know who he is.
Going after journalists for actions
people
that
know him.
almost arguably always protected by the First Amendment. That's shocking, as well as the Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon labeling Don and the protesters domestic terrorists, which is arguably a violation of the DC bar.
So I want you to stop this here, because I basically just gave out the cliff notes. We don't have to continue further, but they're inside the church, as you can see. I mean, zoom in a little bit more. They're inside of the actual church and protesting.
I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist.
But you see it, like he's like inside of the actual church.
I'm just here.
And so the issue here is that you're inside the church protesting. So they arrested him. They scooped him up, scooped the people up. And the way they scooped from what I heard through another path was there was a main person who put the stuff together. I can't remember what her name is, but they came in, bust down the door, was gonna go pull her out, pull somebody totally different out. I don't know if she ran or whatever it is. She ended up getting like her legal counsel, but they was looking for her. So they picked up Don Lemon. They picking up people who were inside of this. But the real issue at hand is, I don't know if I can recollect a protest inside of a church. That might be like unprecedented. I mean, outside of an establishment, like outside of a church, yes, but like a business, yes, people do sit-ins and stuff, but that's from someone, I guess, serving you and you're paying. I guess you have the opportunity to pay for something, but like in a church, I'm surprised they did it inside the church.
You don't pay. You don't play where you pray. You don't play where you pray. It's way too many laws against that, and that's where Don Lemon. It was like, dude, you're not above the law, dog. That was journalism, but it was irresponsible journalism. You could have waited to see how folks was gonna move. You know what I mean? At a different way about things. But you all in the church, all in the deacon face. They calling the police. They like, please leave, please leave.
I don't know if there's a law that I don't know. I don't know if there's a law that you can't do that. I'm just, like I said, I'm surprised. There's
the Ku Klux Klan law. They got a Ku Klux Klan law against that, to where the Klansmen was coming in churches and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a law on the books against it. Like, you can't go where you don't play where people pray. It's just that simple. You're not running up in nobody's mosque. You're not going into GCC. You're not going nowhere near where people pray, talking about we protest. You got to do that outside, rap. You got to catch them on the sidewalk. Got to catch them leaving. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole constitutional thing with that. And he knows that. And now people, biceps is getting bigger, dragging the cold post. Talking about, well, he was right. No, you can't do that. If that's the case, then you could justify Dylan Roof running up in the church. Now, yeah, it's a different situation how he went about it, of course. I mean, it was very evil intent, but they went in there on some, I'm about to attack them because they support ICE. Dude, you cannot do that.
I don't know.
Not in the church setting.
Y'all, okay, cool. Y'all can see it. So protesting inside houses of worship, First Amendment. So can you protest inside a church The short answer is no. It only applies to governmental actions. Religious organizations and places of worship are not a part of the government. So there's that. I think we got like some kind of like feedback going on over here. But so it says a federal law called the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act prohibits using or threatening, force, or physically obstructing or interfering with people seeking or providing reproductive health services or exercising their faith at a place of religious worship. So there is an act, but what from a legal perspective, what I'm thinking they're going to look at is, were they threatening force or physically obstructing or interfering with people seeking to exercise their faith at a place of religious worship? According to what I saw in that video, it was all up in there. So I don't know how they're gonna end up getting out of that. That's gonna be rough. So this comes from freedomforum.org. That's rough. So if you PSA, if you thought that you could do that, that's not true. If you're disrupting the service, you're stopping people from being able to exercise their faith, which in some religions, if it requires for you to be silent, that means you even talking, making noise would be disruption.
You can't take one of the constitutional rights to impact someone else's other constitutional right? So protesting in a church is impacting someone's freedom of religion, even if you're trying to use freedom of the press.
You can't play where they pray.
Is the sometimes like you got to be on the sidewalk, a public sidewalk. That's woo.
It's a privately owned place. You know what I mean? It's public for people to come pray and practice religion, but you're not coming in there interrupting nobody's service. Like, that's crazy.
Drop some drip in the comments.
And Don Lemon knows that. They tried to compare. Yeah, they were trying to compare that to him interviewing people in Gaza. I'm like, no, he's outside.
Like a war-torn type of.
Yeah, like they tried to. When I say they dragged the goalpost, bruh, they was like, well, he's done interviews with dictators. He's done this. I said, it's not the same, people. He's not running up in nobody's mosque, interrupting people preaching to give to interview. He's not doing that. I'm like, he didn't do that. What he did was he interrupted a whole church service.
Now, did he interrupt or
no, protesters did.
He was a part of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shit.
Yeah, he was just with him. He was just with him.
He was technically covering the protest.
Correct, and that's what he's saying. Like, I'm doing this in journalism. Correct.
Okay.
But if it went left, you came in with the people where it went left. If we ride in the car and Jim got a pistol, I'm guilty too. I'm there. I'm a part of it.
In Louisiana, so hell yeah.
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? If they come in there and if a fight break out and I interview the deacon after he got punched, I was a part of the process. I was a part of that problem. And that's the part that people are trying not to see. They're trying their best not to like acknowledge that part. I'm like, no, you don't play where people pray. It's just that simple. You wait until church come out and then you ask those questions. You'd have been in the right then.
Done this to other religions? Have they done it in mosques and etc.?
If they have, it never was covered.
Yeah,
you ain't never heard about it. I know I have.
Listen, to pull up in a mosque and call yourself go protest.
Pull up at the JCC.
We probably wouldn't have heard of
something.
Yeah, we don't hear about it. We gonna hear it from them.
You're not going to no temple. You're not going nowhere.
You're not going there. You ain't getting.
All right. Milk sandwiches. We see your comment. We won't be able to post that up because it talks about unalivings and stuff. But no, we definitely see your comment. No, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Bottom line is it's deeper than rap. You just can't do that. Just because you feel like you're a journalist, you can't run up in somebody. And then on top of that, they try to compare it to the Nick Shirley situation. I'm like, Nick Shirley was running up in businesses. We're talking about a place of worship. it's a whole nother protective situation that we discussing once you talk about that.
Well, and he also wasn't like a parents can't drop off the kid. It would kind of be the equivalent of like you go drop your baby off, and he'd be like, "Hold on, you know they ain't got no license. Why you dropping your baby off?" Like it'll be kind of like that. Like, wait a minute, I'm dropping my baby off because when they go to school,
Right?
Not no more. Like,
they ain't going there to join. They ain't going there faking like they were joining the church. No, they came in there with the ruckus.
I get
why they
that.
was there.
And listen, I get that they wanted to show like, look, we're not with what you're doing. But to me, an alternative. So I want to give a little positivity before we go into the next topic. An alternative to that would be if you know people who go to that church, then put a little pressure on them. Like, stop giving tithes. Like, stop giving money. I can give money that I don't got. There you go. Solves the problem.
A lot of people give money that they don't got.
I'm talking about the church. The church is not gonna because I think it was the pastor who gave money to ICE. He's not gonna give money to ICE.
I think it was actually it had some affiliation towards.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he actually is a part of ICE, and that's why they were so angry.
That's why they were angry. Yeah.
But if you ain't got no money, if I'm not funding you to help you, then I stop that problem. The problem here is though,
he wasn't looking for their money. That was the thing.
I'm just saying,
there we go. He know about that illustrious building fund.
Yeah, but I'm
everlasting.
My man said, "Hey, can you guys please leave? Please leave. I will call the authorities. Please leave." No, you a part of. I'm like, this is not gonna go well. I don't see this going well. I'm like, you don't interrupt. You don't play where you pray. You just don't. Sorry. And that's a responsible journal. And it was 4 journalists there. They arrested 4 people that was doing journalism. So all of you knew that all of y'all knew like this might not be the right thing to do, but y'all felt like y'all was on the right side of history, so y'all didn't care. And there's consequences to that.
Some people try to do it for the vine, right? Because it's about to be a moment. So let's try to use footage. And again, you can't trade in one constitutional value to trample on another or someone else's. So that is a lesson in civics for all of us.
Deeper. Yeah, it ain't worth the likes and clicks you're gonna get from it if you're gonna end up in prison getting arrested at the damn Grammys. It's just not worth it.
Speaking of prison, let's talk about ghost students. Y'all ever heard about that?
Ghost students.
Yeah. It's a new scam. I love to find me a good scam, y'all. Ghost students. They present a new threat to community college because it turns out some students really are invisible. Let's find out about that.
College tuition aid fraud is among the most pervasive, expensive, and dynamic schemes going into 2026. Community colleges nationwide have been deluged by so-called ghost students, an army of digital thieves stealing Americans' identities and using them to submit AI-generated applications. Their goal...
I done told y'all about these AIs. I done told y'all. Y'all better get y'all Social Security tracker.
Yeah,
you got some loans on your name. For real. You need that ding. Did you open this line of credit? No. You need that in your life.
To enroll fake students, secure financial aid, and repeat. ABC News and its nationwide network of affiliates have been investigating this growing trend. Here's ABC senior national correspondent, Steve Sasami.
This is 58-year-old Murat Mayer of suburban D.C., a business researcher for a nonprofit with a Ph.D. who has no...
Man, homie, look exactly the same. Wow.
...need at all to take classes at this community college in Maryland. But as he and his teenage son discovered last fall when they were applying for college financial aid, someone had beat them to it.
So that's what you saw.
Oh, dang.
So it's the cool. We talked about how your parents put the light bill.
I can't even get the debt. Somebody got my debt for me. Oh,
it's like when your mama put the light bill in your name and then it got closed out. Now you like negative.
Right, you go to try to get it. I got my first apartment.
No, you don't. We ain't got no electric. You still owe us from 1997. 97. What's more? Yep.
fake, stealing their identities and signing both of them up for classes at community colleges across the country.
We noticed that there were a lot of activity.
Okay, go ahead.
There are a lot of activity.
The daddy and the son
scam is here. Okay, so they enrolled them across the nation getting student loan checks. Oh my goodness. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Big leg.
That's why we bringing this to y'all, so you have some awareness. They enrolled daddy and the son. Diabolical.
Oh, the son too? Oh.
Because they said we. He said we.
We tried.
We.
French
like,
check.
I get some student loan. Man, you should have known when them things started coming to the house. Yeah, this was that. I don't like using the same terms everybody uses as far as diabolical, but this is some evil shit right here.
Yes, it is. This is top tier.
This is up there on some stuff scam wise that, man, like, you talk about taking away somebody's future, literally.
You get ultimate. You get ultimate. You get ultimate.
Right. You probably can't even get it forgiven under the Trump administration. They said, listen, you gonna pay this back. You gonna pay, taxpayers ain't paying for this, Murat. Let me stop.
Murat.
Let me stop.
That's a hell of a name too, Murat Mayor.
Applications, loan applications, grant applications.
Wait.
He had that face like, damn.
Applications, grant applications.
He said shit.
Oh, that right there.
That's the face, because that's the face I had.
Hey, that's that. Damn, they got you for how much face?
And it ain't nothing you can do.
Ain't nothing, hey, you can't even hide his discontentment.
Right. He said, damn.
Oh my God. He like, damn.
He don't even want him to touch him. You ever see some,
Right, like
shit.
Your ignorance might be contagious on to me. Don't touch me.
You know, it's not ignorance, man. That dude had nothing to do. Look, man.
No, I'm just saying that's the look he got. Like
that's
it was
the
his
look he
fault.
got. Like he
It's
sat
like
down
that.
on somebody's couch and then found out they have roach.
It's stinking here. That's what that is. They Grandma had that ham hock in there with them damn beans from a week ago. It's
your ass with your hand. He like you got that. You wiped your ass with your hand. Look, that's what.
Then we.
This is not funny though.
You're here talking with us. He wasn't as comfortable.
Great. He was scared.
Yeah, but
why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon.
He got
AI.
another 20 years.
What
I'm going to show you.
For nearly
Listen, his son got another 40 to 50 years to dip and dodges. I bet he is scared. He got the rest of his life with this.
Because everybody gonna be looking at it. If it happened once, it can happen again.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the broads, man. Woo.
Right.
Years, someone was using their credit to apply for school loans.
He said years. Hold on.
Someone was.
You hear that? Wait a minute. Go back.
He was scared.
For nearly 2 years, someone was using their credit to apply for school loans. And his son, who today is a high school senior in Bethesda, Maryland, was already listed as a second-year student at this community college in the middle of Utah.
Someone was attending class pretending to be your son.
And he's passing the classes.
He believes the thieves stole their identities after his wife died in a tragic car accident and their health insurance company had one of those massive data leaks.
How big of a problem is this?
That's horrible.
It's a huge issue. So, when the pandemic, everybody went to online learning. By doing that, it really did open the door. So right now we have about 200 investigations open nationwide. I mean, some of the losses are in the smallest in the hundreds of thousands up to over $1 billion.
A Billy.
You can't even go to school. You can't even go to school.
No, what this should teach people is the purpose of locking your child's social security number down. In their credit down. You can contact Equifax and the rest and lock your credit, or at least your child's credit. Unless you want to be one of these damn scammy parents and put shit in their names too. But yeah, definitely. This is terrible.
This is crazy. Yeah.
This is
I'm
deep.
gonna play a
Homie,
little bit more and then we gonna go to because like we could spend
homie,
almost
this is kind of dark. Homie not even out of school yet. And
He's
he
still
got
in high
some-
school. Still in high school.
How you even justify that when you graduate? Like,
Listen,
you
homie was
him?
enrolled before he could even get a driver's
I mean,
license.
his FAFSA can't exist because it's already in the system. Like, I don't even know how you would do this because you can dispute it with credit, right? But there's no disputing things with student loan stuff. That's where you're running into issues. You have to prove fraud, and now you got to come with all of these papers. And mind you, you're talking about different states with different jurisdictions that he has to do this with. However many states this is going to be. And somebody's actually in class. What the hell are they going to do? So they just going to take this dude's identity for life then. They're going to get a job and shit. This is ridiculous.
This dude his son gonna be a CEO of a company while he a freshman in college and don't even know how it took place. He already got 4 years of
You're gonna have 5 different LinkedIn accounts. This is
right.
You don't know who's who.
What are you doing with this? Like
LinkedIn, they ain't getting no job. They gonna move on to the baby. They gonna wait till you have a baby, and then all of a sudden the baby got credit.
No, I'm just saying if they're already going to school, they're gonna graduate. They're gonna get the diploma. They're gonna get in the workforce. They got everything that they need. They got everything that they need.
That's insane.
What is the end game?
The end game is forced
This is face off.
citizenship. Yeah,
It's
this
face
is what
off.
this is.
I'm you. This is my face now.
Like you
I'm
bullied
Nicolas
his
Cage.
identity, man.
I'm
You bullied
Nicolas
his identity.
Cage. That's insane.
It's just bizarre. Like I'm about to spend time with this scam. I'm about to sit in school, get A's. He said he was passing all of his classes.
Listen, homie is
He about to be a
working in
doctor or something. This
He
is
about to be in a
ridiculous.
fang.
It's wild.
I'm gonna play a little more, then we're gonna move to the next one.
I've never in my wildest dreams have seen something like this.
That's why we
And
play.
I know scams, and I know some scammy scammers.
You
But
can't
this one
accuse
takes
these
the
scammers of being lazy. I tell you that damn much. They
That's
not
true.
lazy.
And they don't quit. And they
had to
don't
study
quit. All A's.
Hey,
Like,
Murad,
what?
I'm gonna study with Murad.
Man.
They call them ghost students, these digital thieves with no shame who are stealing identities. Jason Williams, a federal investigator, says they'll often use AI to enroll long lists of people in schools, sign them up for Pell Grants and loans, and then disappear as soon as they get the money.
As you're stealing identities, these loans are not being repaid. They're being assigned to people. They don't even know they have a debt with the U.S. Department of Education. Or you get some letter
That's what I'ma
from
claim,
the
too.
department or the
I didn't know.
servicer or the Internal Revenue Service that says you owe the Department of Education money.
And he says they're targeting Americans of all ages.
I thought that because I am a 55-year-old man, that I don't have to worry about that. It sounds like that's not true.
That is not true. So we've had cases where they're misusing identities of people in their 80s and 90s and going to school.
Insane.
It's community colleges who accept almost everyone that are seeing this the most. A college in Maryland shared with us this photo of a would-be student applying to their school, and we've blurred his face because he hasn't been charged with a crime. They say he's here showing a fake ID to a suspicious admissions counselor on a video call, and then allegedly accidentally shares this screen, revealing a spreadsheet of other alleged stolen IDs.
Well, damn. So these
And
are
you
all my
stupid.
names.
And you dumb. And you dumb. You keeping the spreadsheet with the social. We just talked about this.
If this ain't the cocaine scale with the residue still on it.
This is insane. The
It's a
comments
dry
on that.
snitch. You got that right. On himself.
1 year in prison for stealing 7 million is not a punishment. That's insane.
Hell no. That's
Nah.
a Nicki Minaj investment right there. Shoot.
This person said, I'm an actual student and I can't even get financial aid.
Exactly.
That is a thing.
They got it all. The ghosts got it all. They took it all.
7.4 million in only 1 year in prison. Oh man. He said, yeah, it is an incentive. But
right, need to categorize it the correct way.
So drop some drip in the comments. What do y'all think? Do you have anything you would propose to help with this? Well, Jason said dry snitch. Like, where Johnny at? Johnny been gone for 2 weeks. Where Johnny at? You don't even look like no Johnny.
There's a lot of people that.
What's your real name? What's your real name?
With themselves anyway. I got a cousin that only went to school the first week because he had to sit in class till the check cleared. And he was gone.
Man, so, that's a lot of that.
That's great. You're right, Jason. No, imagine going to prison for attending college is crazy. But going to prison for attending college for 7 million ain't crazy.
Or creating that fake online school.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of that, man. So it's so many different scams with college. So many different scams.
Yeah, this one wild. By far has threw me for a loop. So Jim Jones, good one on this one. This one is
if that threw you for a loop, we gonna get into if that threw you for a loop. I'm skipping one of the ones we were gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Luigi. We ain't talked about your boy Luigi in a minute. Y'all ain't heard nothing about
Epstein up here, dude.
I'm about to say, damn, Luigi was in the Epstein files too.
No, you know how they do. They do the.
Okay.
Okay.
Nah.
I'm like, he was on the island loading pistols. Like, what's going on?
Nah. Okay, so
I didn't read that.
All right, so let's go ahead. We go listen to what's going on with Luigi. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that this? Let us know what you think when you hear. Like, listen closer to what happens, all right?
Federal murder charge against Luigi Mangione today, meaning he cannot face the death penalty. A federal gun charge was also dismissed. Mangione still faces stalking charges that come.
Y'all hear that? Can't face the death penalty and no gun charge. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on, we're gonna go back.
Which is wild.
A federal gun charge was also dismissed.
No gun charge.
Mangione still faces stalking charges.
Stalking? So he might get stalking.
That come with a maximum punishment of life in prison. The 27-year-old is accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2024. He's pleaded not guilty. Jury selection is set to begin in September. Mangione still faces state murder charges.
Drop some drip in the comments. What y'all think about that before I get into some details of some stuff that I've seen. And I'm gonna hip y'all too real quick. All right, I'll go ahead and get into it.
It's about what you can prove. So obviously, out of all of the hostels that this person been to allegedly, and all of the cameras that are around in the place, in the space, and all that stuff, that they did not have enough evidence to be able to completely convict in a federal setting too. So that's already
what I had saw from a lawyer was that the way they picked him up was potentially not procedural. So let's take a second to talk about procedural stuff with like legal stuff. You know how people say like, oh, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and do be held, reading your Miranda rights, right? If they don't read you your Miranda rights, then they take you to jail. You potentially can get out of whatever it is that they took you to jail for because they never read you your Miranda rights. Because that is the law, like potentially, right? Mm. Those types of things. So something similar, and y'all go on YouTube, look it up. If I can find a video, I will post that video. But it was a lawyer going through it was a video of him in the place they picked him up at, and he's sitting at the table, and they pulled up on him, and they sitting there questioning him, but they not reading him his Miranda rights.
How many times you got to read somebody their damn rights?
They never read it to him. They just started asking him questions off top. And so then
they pick you up and they whoop ass. Is that what?
Man, it was like 10 of them swarming around him. It was crazy.
Oh, okay.
But something happened in that interaction that then basically like taints evidence and taints the procedure in which they picked him up potentially. So I believe that that's why. So it's not, I'm not saying he did it or didn't do it. I'm just saying that in this situation, they still like, listen, you can still go to jail for life on stalking. That's kind of crazy, right? Go to jail for just stalking for the rest of your life is wild. And then they trying to hit him with the state charge. So the federal government and how they scooped him up, that might be muddy. But, at the same time, they're going to try to get him with the state. So drop some drip in the comments. I just wanted to bring that up because we really ain't heard. It ain't make big news, right? Like, I really didn't hear a ton about that. And I think that's kind of wild.
I feel like the story is so old, a lot of stuff have gotten forgotten about it almost.
Correct.
There was notes left. There was a bunch of stuff connected to this.
Joe, you're right about the Miranda rights, but I'm saying they were asking him questions before reading him Miranda rights. Like they pulled up on him.
Right to remain silent, I guess.
Yeah, they just pulled up on him. You just go on YouTube and look it up. But like they pulled up on him and started just questioning him and stuff. So yes, I hear what you're saying, but that's why I brought up Miranda. They pulled up on him and didn't do the procedural things that you have to do A before B is very, very important with like legal stuff a lot of times. And that's why
legal stuff talk about the evidence that you get to
evidence. And that's why
admit. Yeah.
And that's why the conversation around like ICE is so much of a big deal, because the training that police officers get, they work with, the prosecutors. They work with understanding, we have to do this thing because the end goal for them is if you did something, we want to make sure that we ain't screw it up so you could do whatever you need to do. And so that's kind of a part of like the tension that's going on between the police and ICE to bring that kind of full circle for folks. Did you have some plain Dane?
All I know is I just still think it's weird how wildly popular and how United Healthcare became like the #1 carrier after all of this.
Is that what was going on in your neck of the woods?
That's
after that CEO went down, they became the #1 carrier in existence. They beat out Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, everybody. Everybody wanted a United Healthcare plan to complain about it too, not just to. They're like, yeah, I got United Healthcare now, and I'm like, why did you get United Healthcare?
Right, they be pushing back on the shit, don't they?
Why? No. I mean, all of them do, but I'm just saying, like, I just thought it was so weird to me that you got enrolled into a policy to complain about it. Yeah, because I can see why. I'm like, whoa, let's cut this conversation short on this recorded line. It was a lot of that going on. Yeah, they were just saying a lot of, people just saying a lot of wild stuff after Luigi did what he did. It became a whole thing. Yeah. It was, as far as, yeah, it was crazy.
So speaking of crazy, let's talk about gold and silver. Y'all knew we was gonna bring that up because y'all seem to love when we talk about gold and silver, because it's, it's really interesting that we worship shiny things, then we act shocked when it skyrockets. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants something shiny. So let's go ahead and talk about gold and silver. Before we get into that, if you have not been following, gold and silver, specifically silver, has been like, it's been like this, and then all of a sudden it's like ping, ping, ping. And now it's starting to drop. So we're gonna go ahead and
precious metals have been on a tear, a bull run as they call it, for the last part of the year in 2025 and going into 2026. Now, usually I sit back, but this is one of the things that I like. My cash is in my name. Okay, so I am not scared about a small correction or pullback. It was a little bit too hot in the streets, as they say. Yes, they do. They do sell bars at Costco.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Jason on that. Wow, I didn't know that they sold that.
You didn't know that? Aren't you the Costco queen? You didn't know that?
Listen.
Shit, they got the new Costco dunks that just dropped.
Listen,
too.
I'm gonna be real
Costco's
with
just a place
y'all.
to be.
I'm trying to. I need to be with somebody who's going in there to buy the bars, not for me to go buy the bars. Take that as you.
Wow. So
okay.
You doing instead
the
of
OF
a
not
meal,
popping like that yet,
right?
huh?
Instead of meals, she's going for precious metals these days.
Yeah.
But
like on the first day, hey, how much gold you got? How much silver do you have?
So you trying
we
to
ain't going to the steak hut. We going to Costco's. I don't want the surfing turf. I want the silver and the gold, baby.
But you know what? How much silver running for right now? What? Next date.
Oh, you don't know the spot price? Really? What's a spot price? Yeah. So, but just to gloss over really.
You ain't got that or an 802. I can't do nothing with that. Go ahead. For those of us who are new to the channel, an 802 is a double 401k. So that's what an 802 is having two 401ks that you are putting money in simultaneously. We talk about cash on occasion. So but definitely the pullback on silver and actually all the precious metals today. It happened. I'm not your financial advisor. What I will say is that, if I were me and my name is Cash, you would probably want to, buy in a dip scenario if you are in the precious metals. Meaning that, this is a hedge against inflation, and you want to make sure that your money, especially, the way that inflation works. And I was talking to my grandma about this the other day. I was like, Grandma, you're retired. You've been retired for quite some time. Your money isn't running like it used to, and you're not gonna get your old ass up in there and be working. I didn't say old ass because like I love grandma. So grandma, if you ever watch this, I know I didn't say ass. No, I hope she's
for entertainment purposes.
I hope she's a subscriber. I hope she called and cussed you out too.
But all that I was getting at is that, don't just have your money sit in the bank. These are the different avenues that you have to invest or to hold on to the money that you have in your bank account that's going to do better for you as far as a return, than just a menial interest rate. So we have those discussions. If you got precious metals that you're sitting on, drop some drip in the comments. You don't need to tell everybody what you got and all of that.
Don't do that. Because then I gotta find out you're going to Costco and you're taking me with you. So
wow. Costco queen in full effect.
Let's go ahead and get to this video, okay?
Well, the precious metals trade is unwinding today with the Warsh nomination boosting the dollar and halting the flight to safe haven assets. And silver is tanking 17%, on track for its worst day since 2011. And
Cash is paid. It says $91. Is that tanking for real, or is that like going back to where it was at?
I mean, a small period of time ago, silver was at like $30 on, like, fluctuating between 30 and 40 bucks.
So would you say tanking is a bit extra?
I think that things were running over, were overheated in the market. You had new buyers coming in, and then you got people that been holding on to silver for 40 years in some cases.
Yeah.
So if they've been holding on to it for 40 years, and they bought it when the spot price was 8, 9, 10, 20 bucks, hell yeah, I'm selling. I'm selling, and I'm gonna buy it right back right after it go down from $100.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go right back in with that. So what a lot of people tend to do, this is a strategy that I have used on occasion, is to trade in some of your silver for gold. It's called stacking. So if you have a stack and you got a whole bunch of silver, you can, the ratio at one point this week was maybe like 44 to 1. So 44 ounces of silver to equal to 1 ounce of gold. So you can lighten up your stack, if you will, so that if anything happened, you don't got to run around with a book bag full of bricks. Not coke, not any of those illicit.
You meant like precious metal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's a lot heavier than those things. But what it then allows is for you to have the ability to say when the ratio goes back the other way, you can trade that gold back in. Say, for instance, if you did that now, you would get way more silver than for the gold. Just you got to just make sure that you're checking the ratio. So that makes sense.
All right.
Is that coloring up in the casino?
So we'll go ahead and finish this because I want to get to Kevin Warsh as well.
Under 100 again, now down 20% actually, with gold falling about 6.5%. Now, looking back at gold's drop in October, if we see the same retracement this time, that could bring prices down to about $48.50, according to Miller to Back's Matt Maley. But he added a 50% retracement isn't out of the question, which would put prices at $46.75. And the move in silver has been even more extreme as retail investors.
I want y'all to look at that for a second before we go to the next video.
You're gonna have to
Do with that
zoom
as
in
you
on
will.
it. You gotta zoom in on it.
Can y'all see it now?
Yeah.
Do with that as you will. Okay. I'm not your advisor. I'm just coming here to tell you a few things, just drip a little bit for you. All right. Ladies, when y'all go on these dates, ask them, do you like gold and silver? And I ain't talking about earrings, I'm talking about bars. Y'all need to add to y'all profile. Do it big for 2026. People losing jobs out here. Okay? Let's talk about Kevin Warsh. Kevin Warsh is who.
Every time you say Warsh, I think it's like somebody from New York or something. Talking about Warsh. Warsh myself.
So who is
that tie? That damn tie is distracting.
It's independence.
Listen. So,
he's not left. He's not right. He's
that tie is distracting as hell. It looks like a piece of gum.
So this is who, once Jerome Powell leaves, that's who is promoted. So let's go ahead and listen about it.
Donald Trump's nominee to be the next U.S. Federal Reserve Chair is Kevin Warsh, a former Federal Reserve governor appointed by Republican President George W. Bush in 2006. He served through 2011, a tenure that included the 2008 economic collapse. Trump announced the appointment in an early morning social media post, writing in part, "I have known Kevin for a long period of time and have no doubt that he will go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, maybe the best. On top of everything else, he is central casting and he will never let you down."
Drop some drip in the comments. I want to know, did you know who he was before this announcement? Let me know. Let us know.
Now, Trump has been highly critical of current Fed Chair Jerome Powell, claiming he should have cut rates faster. Powell is also being investigated by the Justice Department over ongoing renovations to the Fed headquarters in Washington. Powell denies wrongdoing.
The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates.
Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that Jerome Powell has done a good job, bad job, or he did the best that he could with what he got? Let us know what y'all think. I just wanted to go ahead and give y'all just a little bit into Kevin Warsh and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Jerome Powell need to get up out of there? Do you think that he did a good job? Let us know. Let's see. We got some comments. Nope. Joe, you think he did a bad job?
No, he was talking. He asked if you asked if people knew who he was before all.
Oh, you didn't know who he was? Okay, cool. So it wasn't just me. I literally had to go look him up. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't keeping up with Fed chairs or stuff like that. People barely know who their senator is.
But with the way the economy is going, we probably should.
Well, he became a celebrity because his name was in Trump's mouth for a minute. So, and that's one of the main things.
I was about to say, that's the only time I ever heard dude name really is the fact that he wasn't slashing shit fast enough for Trump. That's the only reason why he got on anybody's radar.
Talk about Jerome Powell?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we're gonna see what's going on. I do find it I would need to research a little bit longer on like how long someone can sit there. I wish I knew more. Yeah, like so just a name to look into. I think as we get a new Fed chair, maybe we should take a little bit more time to look more into what they've done in the past. I think moving forward, people have more of an affinity to want to know more about what is going on, staying tuned, being, understanding of what's going on and how it actually impacts them. So drop some drip in the comments. Let me know. Do y'all think, are y'all gonna stay with it? See more about Kevin Walsh, have him to a standard that you have in mind? Do you think he can only do better than Jerome Powell? Oh, Daniel said Jerome Powell did a terrible job. Okay. He said interest rates are too doggone high.
Can agree with that.
The rent is too damn. I mean, it's a long range effect in how we got here. I think that interest rates stayed low for a very long time, which then led to overheating because of the COVID situation and all of that. Before the record long stint of low interest rates, which were great for people who probably came before us when it comes to buying houses, people weren't buying houses if the rate was 4%. Like, I'm not paying 4%. Hell no. I'm paying 2%. That kind of deal. And don't let you have a VA loan or anything like that. You're not doing closing costs. You can go in with no money down. So these are opportunities that were great. And because it happened for such a long period of time, people aren't used to the 70s and then the 80s where interest rates were above 7. You had 8 and 9%. So you have to study history in order to know where some of these things were. Yes, interest rates were high. Also, you had inflation wasn't as bad as it is today, where the cost of eggs, the cost of gas stayed below $1 for a very long time. In my lifetime, gas was less than $1. So when your grandfather talks about a bread being a nickel and stuff like that,
my first car, I think it was 89. It was teetering on $1 for a gallon of gas. When I first bought my Cutlass, I think then like in that summer, it went up to like $1.15 and everybody was like, damn. So yeah. Yeah.
I remember I was just talking to my parents about this, and I said, yeah, I remember when gas was 99 cents. And my dad said, what era did you live in? I said, bro, you don't remember when it was 99 cents?
That was the 90s. That was early 90s.
He said, you a lie. I said, no, it was 99. Like, I remember it was 99 cents. Like, I've gotten gas in my lifetime for 99 cents. And then I remember it going up to like $1.10, $1.25. Yeah. And then when Obama came in, $4. Like, it was crazy. I remember that happening with gas, $4.
I think it went up first during the Bush years. I think that's when
definitely during that first.
It did go up, but I think it went up more with Obama in office, like with his first year.
It kept going up. But I feel like when Bush came in, we was paying $2.39. $3.
Yeah, it was still like $2-3. Yeah.
Cause that damn what was that? That wasn't the Gulf War. That was the what war was that?
It might have been War on Terror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, I know the Gulf War. My brother was in the Gulf War. That was the first Bush, and then after that, that's the 9/11. Yeah, but right after that, gas was like $2.39.
Yeah, and it got up to $4. It got up to $4 when Obama was in office. I want to say it was his first year. It was insane. Gas was 70. You said 73 cents. He said 73
But keep in mind, like, gas also
1983
jumped up after the housing bubble burst too. That was like 08, 09. It really
that's when it went. Yeah.
So all you have to do is you would also correlate that to gold and silver around those times, because it usually, the inverse happens during those times. So I know I talk about those precious metals, but it usually correlates to people's belief in the fiat currency, as they call it. We'll get into that a little bit later if we got time. Not today. but I mean like other times.
Well, I wanted to touch on something around career growth, and then we gonna end on something a little bit funny. I found this.
You're gonna have to blow that up again because people can't see that.
Okay, so I happened to find this.
Some more.
More?
It looks like trash. All right, there we go.
I think you have a lag. That's why I'm like trying to. Okay, so this guy said he made 3 internal moves, and the first one nearly stalled his career. The third one accelerated his promotion. Why is this relevant? We got a lot of folks who have been looking for jobs for a long time. I've known people who have been out of the job market for 2 years, a year, 2 years, where people are taking jobs. They have degrees and they just taking like whatever job that they can to put food on the table. And so I thought that this was the context text was really, really good. Because people underestimate, a new role. So he says that people underestimate this. There's 3 variables: the business, this is what you support; the role, what you actually do; the team, the people you got to work with; and who you report to. If you change all 3 at once, you're starting a new career. So he said what he did was the first mistake he had was that he moved from a brand new place under a new manager and a new role. So he changed all 3, almost lost his job. Later on, he moved teams, but stayed in the same function, same business. So he only changed 1 variable. He said the best way to grow is a balancing act. This is what I want y'all to peep before we go into something and close it out something funny. You change 1 variable, you can hit the ground running. That's facts. Like, because now you only got to learn 1 thing instead of all 3 things.
Okay,
Change
so
2.
give us an example of what you mean by that.
Okay, so change. So he gave an example, right? So let's use his example. So this one right here, he talked about. He said, at one point, the context text is if you change all 3, you're heading towards. He's calling this the red zone of performance risk. He said he experienced this when he went from operations to finance. So that means that he went from how things work to money. So that's 1 change. Then he went under a new manager. And obviously, if he went from how things work to money, that's a whole new job type. So he got to learn about what do things mean, who we got to talk to, how do things work, what things mean, like everything from scratch. He almost lost his job because he changed everything. Now, can people do that? Yeah. But that's just the hardest path. What he's saying is later on in his career, he only changed 1 thing. Now, this is that change 1 of those 3 things that we talked about right here. You change 1 of these 3 things, the business, the role, or the team. And this scenario where he had success and he ended up getting a promotion, he did the same job type. He knew the product, but he just changed the manager. So all he had to figure out was, what you want me to do? How you want me to work with you? But as far as like, I'm figuring out how I need to work with you, but I already know the things that I need to do to be successful. And I already know my stuff. So I don't got to learn what things mean or who I got to talk to or none of that. I just need to make sure that we cool. Most success. In the middle though, and this is where I think a lot of people find themselves, if you change 2 of them, it's called a learning tax. So if you change your team / manager, let's say you change your role, but you know the product. You know the product, but you don't know who you're working with. And now your job is different. So you may know what you're selling, and so forth, but everything else has changed and you take a risk. And the risk is not just like you're taking a risk, but they're also taking a risk on you. So I just wanted to bring this up as you look into these jobs.
Let's break this down from a different perspective. So plain Dane, when you've been in insurance now for quite some time, but can you talk about transitioning from the space that you were in before? Shoot, even entrepreneurship. You've been an entrepreneur for some time, and then going back into the industry where, I mean, did you know about insurance before you got into it? Like, how did you get it? How did you get into it?
I didn't know a damn thing about insurance. I got into insurance off of a bet. I don't know if I ever told you that story. Yeah, I was actually, I was actively filming at that point. I was filming. I was doing photography. We were doing website building, all of that kind of stuff, commercials. And one of my clients was like, man, you always been good at explaining stuff to people, and you could sell anybody anything without them feeling like they being sold. I think you'll be great in insurance. And I'm like, how the hell? What are you talking about? I'm like, insurance sells itself. He said, see, the way you even look at it is selling. And I'm like, I didn't think of it that way. But basically once I learned about it, went in and studied it and everything else, and I learned how insurance works. That was one aspect of it. And then going into the space of actually being in the leadership team and basically teaching people how to actually present terminology in a way that, say, somebody's grandma would understand it. It was a whole nother thing. Because, everybody likes to use the big jargon and sound smart, but that's a whole nother thing when you're talking to little Sally Mae that may be turning 52, who don't know what the hell a deductible is, don't know what a copay is, don't know what out of pocket is. You know what I mean? So just being able to explain that and making it simple will make you stand out in that industry by itself. So kind of going into what Jim was talking about.
Intelligence is to break things down.
And then my teaching background too is a whole nother thing. I have an educational background, so being able to simplify something in a way that's actually fun and entertaining and don't have a person nodding off on you while you're talking to them, that's a talent in itself as well. You see that even in this space, in the space of what we're doing. You can explain something a certain way and keep people engaged. That is a talent. So, and kudos to me. I tell you guys off of here how much I sold this year. It was a good year. But outside of that, I mean, and then you also just understanding where you are, because this is not for everybody. The tech space is not for everybody. The insurance space is not for everybody. You got people you got egos. People have egos. People don't want to have to repeat themselves. You got some people, if you don't like explaining yourself or like repeating yourself, insurance is not for you.
Well, a lot of things aren't for you in that regard, right? Because a business is repeating a service.
Yeah,
it's repeating a product. People go to McDonald's because the fries taste the same. They don't go there because they taste different every time you get a batch of fries.
Yeah, but I was repeating a service and actually explaining something might be two different ailments for somebody, if you will. I mean, rinse and repeat is one thing. You can flip some fries and a burger as many times as need be because you have to do that. But when you got somebody you talking to and you done went through a whole presentation and then they go right back to the beginning, like, oh yeah, what did you say that it costs to see this person? That may irritate somebody. I just laugh at it because I know half the time people aren't paying attention anyways. So people don't really buy product a lot of times. A lot of people buy me. In a lot of situations, people buy you. They paying for you more so than whatever it is you're selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people spend money with me because they just want to keep talking to me, if that makes sense. I had a woman actually tell me that yesterday. She said, you know what? Whatever you selling me, plain damn, I'm gonna buy anyways because I like you. And I was like, damn, but your medicine gonna cost you. Your medicine's gonna cost you this. You sure you want this plan? If you tell me to buy it. So that's another thing. That's another thing too, because trust goes into any business you have too. Once you start doing business with people for a long period of time.
But being a trusted advisor is good.
Yeah.
But it comes with a lot of, dang, you just gonna do it wrong with the thing.
You saw that, right?
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
But being a trusted advisor is important. People buy into you because they do trust you, but you have to make sure that you do right by people too, because you can definitely lose trust way quicker than you can earn it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, trust me. And then if you've done business long enough with people and you sell a multitude of different products, people will blame the product before they actually blame you, the person that sold it to them. If you've done right by them for a long period of time. I don't care what it is. I know it wasn't you. It had to be them. And you like, I'm the one that went over it with you. I'm the one that put you into this product. You should be kind of upset with me a little bit. It ain't you. It's a carrier. Those bastards, they're trying to, I'm like, whoa.
Sometimes players mess up, right? So
I'm like, wait a minute. It might have been I'm like, I'm one of those people I'm very good about admitting I'm wrong because I don't want to have to admit I'm wrong later. I don't want to admit I'm wrong month 4, if that makes sense. Like, hold on now. You said what? You know what? I didn't catch that. Let's go back in and figure this out. Let's get this figured out. And that's another thing too with me. Really with anybody in business, if you can see where the error was made in a sale, in a product or whatever, and you go in and say, okay, this is how we're going to rectify that right now, instead of saying, well, I don't know, play. I don't know what to tell you about that one. That ain't no me. That's on such. If you could tell them and fix that, you got a client for life. And I don't care what business you in.
I'm good.
Yeah, they gonna rock with you.
I was kind of off topic, but I'm just,
Hey,
I just thought I thought that was helpful. Like I said, I know we got a lot of people in the job market. So finally, we gonna end on something a little interesting. Do right by folks and do the right thing, because otherwise, just know karma is a real thing. Y'all ready?
Blew that damn wig off.
I'll take that sound off. So, porch exploding package box with glitter. Now, if y'all don't know, people be taking boxes from people. Just know if you do wrong,
boosh.
Do right. This is karma in real time, y'all. That's crazy.
He ain't make it to the moped.
I'm trying to figure out where you buy these at. Where do you buy this? Ooh. Where do y'all buy this at?
Boosh.
I mean, these are AI though, but
do right by people though. Do right. Because you just never know. This is, you said this is an AI video.
A lot of them are, because you can tell by the multiple camera angles they get them at.
Let's talk about that for a second. You said you could tell by the multiple camera angles. Ooh, wee, like this one.
Yeah,
right
like you're not
That's
about
not a
to.
ring camera.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, it's just the way the camera's set up, and then all of a sudden, somehow, some way they got an aerial view of them that zooms right in. Like that's But they do have exploding packages though that you can.
Yeah, there are exploding packages.
That they do have those. I don't know if that would be dope if they do got one like that blow up and make you look like 6ix9ine. But
I'm just saying, listen, do right by folks, do the right thing, because this could be you. This could be you, not like literally you blew with a glitter box, but just do right by folks, do the right thing, do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. There's a different explosion that can happen here if you're not doing right by folks. It don't have to be the glitter paint box. It could be that that bank account coming up a little short because people stop dealing with you because you've been crooked for too long.
Very true.
There's people that will, people care about their coins these days. You might get ran up on, allegedly. There's different things that can happen. People get very street about their money, and just service, period, And Yelp is powerful. Right. Yelp is powerful.
It is very powerful.
Listen,
people been posting that Temu shit too on it's supposed to be a couch. They get there, this it's the size of a thimble or whatever is going on.
Yeah, you bought a couch and it was $150. He was like, I got a deal. And then it showed up the size of a damn iPhone.
Yeah, you got a deal, all right.
Yeah,
you didn't read the instructions. You didn't read the instructions. Who was that? Kai Cenat. You know, he just dropped the clothing line, right?
Okay. Shout out to him.
You know, somebody designed a whole nother website like his. His clothing line sold out. So somebody else created a website. They went to that website and they racked up a bunch of orders and they shut it down. That person going to HE double hockey sticks.
They gonna get that exploding package we just talked about.
Yeah. With a prison record.
Called karma. Ooh. So that's the show we got for y'all today. We appreciate y'all dripping with us. If you have not hit that like button, make sure you hit that. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Tell 2 people you like and someone you don't. We very much appreciate y'all being here. Just a reminder, I'm Jim Jones, one of your co-hosts, and this is
your man Plain Damon. We are here. And shout out to the new intro. I love a good facelift that don't involve a scalpel.
Wow. Very much appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all check us out. We're here every Friday night, late night drip. You might as well go ahead and come here and take a sip. All right, y'all. So we'll see y'all next Friday night. And if you haven't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate y'all. We out here.
You are not a hater. I gotta get a pose. Gotta get something.
Enough room on the screen for you to do the muscle man pose today.
Right. Shit, I don't know.
Now you look like Rosie the Riveter right there. Oh, this. Okay, so it's like a pirate. Is that what you
little robot? Little robot. I don't know. Shit. We gonna figure this out. I'm gonna look in the mirror and figure it out.
Watch the city glow. One more time, let's take it slow. Skyline kisses the moonlit tide. Cool breeze follows, take that ride. We're glad and smooth, no need to hide. Feel the groove, feel the vibe deep inside. Baseline humming, hearts align. Time stands still, it's our design. Drop our daily flow. Jam and Dane, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. One more time, let's take it slow. City lights glow, shadows dance. Jim and Dame got the vibe, got the stance. Cash is paid, bring the